You go onto one of these soap calculators. You decide you want to make soap all by yourself. You can make soap with any fat you can imagine. You can make soap with butter. You can make soap with lard. You can make soap with olive oil. You can make soap with soybean oil. You can make soap with oil that you squeeze out of some sort of tropical bug. I don't know. You can make soap with any kind of oil imaginable. If you look at one of these lye calculators, here is, what is what? Lard is the fat from pigs.
Is it just pigs?
Just pigs. Tallow is the fat from cows, and the fat from chicken is just chicken fat. So, this is a list of all the soap, all the fats that this calculator will handle. So we've got almond butter, almond oil, aloe extract, aloe vera butter, apricot kernel oil, avocado butter, olive oil, canola oil, carnauba, castor oil, cherry oil, cocoa butter, coconut oil, rice bran oil, peach kernel oil, palm oil, mango oil, emu oil, if you want to squeeze an emu.
What?
Yeah.
What about edges?
Well, lard. I mean, understand that most soaps, for most of history, have been made from animal fat. You could use engine oil, yes.
Yeah, if I take a pumpkin seed.
You can squeeze oil out of a pumpkin seed. All, like walnuts, all seeds and nuts have a lot of fat in them because seeds and nuts they're the next generation of the plant, and so they contain a lot of nutrients, including a lot of fat that young plant will use to grow until it can get nutrients from the soil, until it develops a root. Okay, so you can use, goat fat. You can use chicken. You can save all your chicken fat for a year in the kitchen and make soap with it.
Why don't you bring us some
When you
fat?
cook chicken, the fat comes out of it.
Okay.
You skim the fat off, and you put the fat in a
What
jar.
about, like, pork chop
Yep, sure. Save all your fat for a year from cooking in a jar and make soap with it at the end of the year. I dare you. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to look at your pre-calculations. What is your total amount of fat that you said we need to use to make our soap and have 10% excess fat? Total amount.
102. I know which one we're reading.
95 point something. Because it was 86 plus our 9.5% extra fat, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to do, this calculator takes into account all those different fatty acids in the soap. What we're going to do is we're going to go in here and we're going to plug in that, is it 96?
It's
95.5? We're going to do two sig figs and say 96. And we're going to see what it gives us. So what this will come up with is it will tell us how many grams of lye we need to use and for what percent excess. So you'll see how the results look here. So I hit that, and I'm going to hit enter. And what this tells us is that if we look over here at the results, if we used 13 grams of lye, we would have 0% excess fat. We don't want to do that because we don't want to burn anybody's face off. If we wanted to have 10% excess, we would use 11.7 grams of lye. So we're pretty darn close, considering that we weren't using the correct formula for olive oil. Now, I played around with this a little bit earlier and sort of wiggled and changed numbers until I tried 98.5 grams of olive oil. That gives us a requirement to have 10% excess. We would have 12.01 grams of sodium hydroxide. That's pretty good. So I think our calculations are very good. Since we were using kind of incomplete formulas, we got about as close as we could expect. So with that, on your lab packet, on the front page where it says materials, if you look down at that list, olive oil, blank grams, you're going to use 98.5 grams of olive oil. Now, the only calculation that you are responsible for Monday, unless you didn't get the pre-lab calculations done or done to my satisfaction, is if you look at the procedure, number one, you have to calculate the volume of olive oil that you're going to be using. So on this page, you're going to calculate the volume of olive oil given the density of olive oil. So remember, density equals what? Mass per unit volume. So D equals M over V. You're going to solve for V. You'll solve for V. You will figure out how many milliliters of olive oil you need. When you come in on Monday, you will have any smelly stuff that you want to put in your soap, any scented oils. You will have that calculation done. From my past experience with doing this lab, we'll talk about this. Oh, I can use the 4 minutes. From my past experience with this lab, what I will say is some groups will do everything right, get done in under 42 minutes. Some groups will have all kinds of issues and it'll take them 2 periods. We are flipping our lab on Monday, so you'll have study hall Tuesday, lab Monday. That's about it. The other thing, one other thing I want to draw your attention to. On the back, this theoretical yield of soap, you're going to have to recalculate that because now you have a new mass of fat. Okay? So your mass of fat is now 98.5 grams of olive oil, so you're going to have to redo your calculations. But you can still use, on the very back page where it says theoretical yield of soap, of your bar of soap, you'll have to do some recalculation, but that can wait. Okay, have a good